All right, so I'm going to be demonstrating the LightWELD 1500 on your parts today. So this is a LightWELD unit. These are both the same practically. This is the XC unit, which has the improved cleaning function. It can do a cleaning path with the laser of up to 15 millimeters to remove coloration and oxidation from your weld. This is a wire feed unit. I've loaded it with 045 308L stainless wire. This controls the speed of your wire and just feeds the wire through this housing into up to the nozzle of the welding gun. This is your welding gun. Has two triggers. This one is for gas, and then this one fires the laser. And so you end up pulling this one, and then pulling and then pulling this one to fire the laser to actually do the weld. And as you can see, I'll switch the camera so you can see this better. So as you can see, when I pull this trigger, whenever I pull this trigger, the wire is gonna feed. And so that's how the wire feeding works on this welder. So I'm gonna start off by welding these parts. I see you want a joint like this, and then a joint on the edge. And then I have your other pieces here as well. So I'll just go through and perform those welds. I'll talk about what I do if I change the settings in between. First, I'm going to turn the gas on. Hold on a second. We're using nitrogen gas for this. It's actually the best choice for welding stainless steel with the laser. So I'm going to go back to the machine, and then I'll show you the settings we have chosen. So this is a chart that IPG provides with the preset conditions that work best for the different thicknesses of material. This thickness is slightly beyond what the welder is intended or capable of penetrating to. The max penetration depth is around 160 thousandths for 4 millimeter material. But we can set it for that, and it's still going to be a very strong weld and penetrate deep into the material. So we'll go to stainless steel, 160 thousandths, W for wire, and the setting A9. So as you can see, we have A9 here. We select the programs by using these buttons. And then if you wanted to adjust the power, you could turn it with this knob. And also you can change the width of the weld up or down 50% with this knob. And this is the frequency of the wobble. But we're just going to use the factory preset for this, just to show that it works very good without any adjustments. And then the wire feeder we have set at 50 centimeters per minute, which is this chart. You can't see this one very well, but this one is what IPG has determined as the appropriate speed. So, all right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and weld these parts together. As you can see, I'm wearing laser glasses, and I have this welding helmet that has an extra layer of laser protective glass on it. Okay, here we go. All right, so due to this hole, we ended up kind of punching through right there. But as you can see on the other side, it looks really good. See if I can zoom in. Right, so you can see the quality of the weld there and how fast that was. Okay, so we'll move on to the next weld. I'm going to tack weld this one first. So I'll show you how I do the, I didn't do that on the last one. I probably should have. So let me show you how that works. So we'll turn off the wire feeder after retracting the wire. And then we'll turn this down to a lower setting, maybe A5 at try like 800 watts. And then I'll do a quick tack weld on there for you. Okay. Now back to the welder. Go back to the main welding setting of A9. Turn the wire feeder back on. We'll set our stick out. It's about a centimeter of stick out. It's a very nice weld. With the tack, minimal distortion. So I tacked it here on the backside. Very small tacks. You can see this first one I did not tack, and it did in fact pull it to the side, which is just given with this amount of heat trying to penetrate into this thicker material. But you can see there's almost practically no cleanup necessary on these welds. You see a little bit of color from the smoke or from the contaminants, but just wipes right off and it's like a nice shiny weld. Sometimes you'll get a little bit of coloring, but it's minimal. Okay, so now we will move on to the these other materials. I see you have this 1/8" stainless plate. You want to see a T-joint on this, so that's what I'll do. So let me set this up real quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the wire speed to a slightly higher speed. So for 1/8" stainless, I'm going to go up 10 centimeters per minute to 60. And then I'm going to change, I'm going to refer to my chart, go to, and this is going to be setting A8. So I'll just press that once. Now we're at A8. And we're ready to go. But first, I'm going to make a slight adjustment to my wire feeder. I noticed that I had slightly too much tension on that. So, okay, so I'm going to do the tack weld first. So I'm not going to walk you through all the settings because you already saw me do that. Just turn off the wire feeder momentarily. Lower the power to A5, 550. And then I'll go ahead and tack weld these into place. All right, so that's as easy it is to tack. Nice and strong, not going anywhere. And then I'll switch my wire back on. Switch it back to A8 and good to go. Back to the weld. All right, here we go. Zoom you in here. All right, so you got a beautiful weld here. Good penetration. Minimal distortion. You see those tiny tacks on the back held up just fine. But yeah, that's a very nice zoom in all the way. Very nice looking weld here. Okay. Now I'll move on to the thinner material. I didn't measure this, but I'm just gonna go ahead and assume it's right around 60 thousandths. So let's go back to the machine. Going to refer back to our chart. And I'm gonna say that the power is this is 40 thousandths and this is 80 thousandths. So I'm gonna guess that it's in between there. So I'll go to stainless steel wire, and the 40 thousandths setting is A6, 80 thousandths is A7. So I'm gonna go to both of those, observe what the wattage is, and then set it in between. So A6, 600 watts, A7, 950. So you got 350 in between. So we're gonna go up 100 and between 175. So go to A6, go down to 800, 50, 825. Let's try it at 800. Okay, so we'll go back to our, I'm gonna do the tack weld first. So tack weld these at lower power. Here we go. Fast and easy, nice and strong. Turn the wire feeder back on. Okay, and that's it. Those are your test welds for the LightWELD 1500. That was the XC model, but it's the same as the normal model as far as how it can weld. Have a good day.